Motivating role models. If we want to increase our motivation, we want to have people that we could look to that are role models who are motivated themselves in sports, in school, in life. So there might be different people in each one of those different areas. But I want you to think about who are some of the most motivating people that you know in areas that you're trying to be very successful in. So again, we broke it down into sports, school, and life. Who's a motivated person from each one of those areas? Write it down. There's not much more of an explanation to that. Now you just need to do some soul searching. You got to do some thinking. Who are people that you know that are very motivated, that are very dedicated to their goal, that are persevering, that are pushing through, that are very mentally tough? They become your role models for motivation. So take a moment, pause the video, and write it down. Okay, now that we're back, you have your motivational role models for sports, for school, and for life. Now what you want to do is you want to use those people as a motivational, as a reminder. So having a picture of them or a video of them that you could watch or look at on a regular basis. So what I mean by that is a lot of times we're thinking of high-level examples, professional athletes, Olympic athletes, college athletes. It could be our friends too. It doesn't make a difference, but the benefit that we have is YouTube, as wrestling, you have flow wrestling, there's flow track, flow gymnastics. You could watch some of your most successful athletes, the most motivating athletes you know. You could watch their videos over and over again, biographies, documentaries, TV, all that kind of stuff. So what I want you to do is make it a regular weekly pattern to watch those motivating people. Now, maybe you can do that, maybe you can't. What you definitely can do is you could start posting pictures of your most motivating role models. So, just like a kid has in their room. I remember when I was a kid, I had my room decked out. Only up until a couple years ago. It was decked out with all pictures of my favorite motivating athletes. There's a picture up of Rocky, and there are different things. A Notre Dame quote, Evander Holyfield, all these different boxers and wrestlers and bodybuilders. Their pictures were up there. They were my role models for motivation. So who are your role models for motivation? Maybe you put them on the background of your computer. Maybe you make it the background of your phone. Something you're seeing on a regular basis. Put their picture up in your locker, in the school locker, in the sports locker. Post them up, like we said, in your room, on your notebook, whatever. Surround yourself with those images. And again, watching videos of those people on a regular basis if they're a higher level performer. So take a moment and write that down. What days a week you're going to watch those videos and where you're going to post the pictures of those most motivating athletes. And now that we're back finally, we want to have an anchor, a motivational anchor. So after I look at those pictures, after I watch those videos, after I think about my motivating role models, I start to feel a little bit more motivated. What you want to do is, ideally, in the ideal world, you would capture that motivating feeling that's building up inside of you. You would bottle it, and then you would just drink it whenever you wanted to get motivated. But that's not realistic. That's not how life works. So I'll show you the next best thing, coming up with a motivational anchor. Now, what does an anchor do? An anchor attaches the ship to the ocean floor, right? So it attaches them together. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this motivational feeling with some kind of physical gesture. We're going to pair them together so many times. We're going to build up, like how we talk about muscle memory when it comes to technique. We're going to build up that mental muscle memory. So if every time I feel motivated, I do my motivational anchor, hand clap, then the more times I do that, the more times I pair them closer and closer together, then whenever I need to feel motivated, whenever I'm feeling lazy or bored, I do my motivational button and I get back all those feelings naturally. Maybe you heard of the classical psychology experiment, Pavlov's dog. And what they do is they rang a bell, presented the dog with meat, and the dog started to drool. And they did it over and over and over. Ring a bell, present the meat, the dog would drool. Eventually what they could do is they could remove the meat. They could remove the meat and just ring the bell, and the dog would start to drool. They anchored those two together. They anchored the bell and the drooling together. So we're doing the same thing with the motivational feeling and with the physical gesture. We want to pair them together over and over. So anytime you're feeling motivated, as we go through all these motivational worksheets and exercises, anytime you start to feel motivated, boom, you hit your motivational anchor. So again, it's a physical gesture that's specific to you. It's something you like to do. Maybe it's a hand clap. Maybe it's a fist pump. Maybe it's a jump in place. Whatever it is, you can have fun with it, but have something that's realistic that you know you can do on a regular basis. And anytime you feel motivated, you hit your motivational anchor. You pair it together hundreds of times, thousands of times. You build mental muscle memory. They become anchored together, and then anytime you're feeling tired, bored, lazy, you feel like you're about to give in to peer pressure, you hit your motivational anchor, and guess what? All those feelings come flooded back from all these worksheets and exercises that you just put time in to strengthen that muscle. But you got to do it. You got to practice it over and over, build the mental muscle, and that anchor is going to make you more and more successful. Mindset makes the difference. And that's a wrap for today's podcast. I'm Gene Zanetti from Wrestling Mindset. Make sure you check out our website, wrestlingmindset.com. Get our ebook. Make sure you get that ebook. Great information, represents some of the best information that we have. Lessons that we've learned from some of the top wrestlers in the world, lessons that we've learned from our own experience, and the best that research can provide. Get the ebook, wrestlingmindset.com. Also, as an individual, make sure you personally sign up for the one-on-one free